Terence Crawford is a man of many talents, but according to him, there's just two you need to know about. Obviously, one is boxing. The man is a freak, arguably the best switch hitter since Marvellous Marvin Hagler. Bud can do it all, from any stance, with power and speed. He's brilliant. So what is his other skill? What does it have to do with his next opponent, Errol Spence Jr.? And how did it help create one of the best press conference interactions in years?
Well, I like to go fishing. Everybody know those are my hobbies.
Man, that's cat. He not catching me with no fishing pole,
hey, listen.
man. I'm the biggest. You can't catch me with no fishing pole.
Listen.
What it look like catching Moby Dick with a fucking fishing pole, man? Get out of here, bro.
Spence's reaction to Crawford's fishing analogy was hilarious, and he couldn't let it go. But was there any truth to it? The undefeated Crawford's sublime abilities allow him to lure opponents into traps, and they fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. He catches everyone, but can he use that same skill set to catch the undefeated Errol Spence Jr.?
They all been caught before.
Man, not with no fishing pole.
Every last one of them. And July 29th, he gonna be caught too. I got a big enough hook for him, and I'm already reeling them in. July 29th,
your ass better have a submarine.
Like Crawford, Spence has some of the most sublime skills in boxing today. He has never been in real trouble, and he's naturally a much larger man, more than ready to move up in weight. He has every right to be confident, but he just couldn't get past Bud's fishing analogy. Then it all made a lot of sense.
We Jamaican, man. We smoke bud. You already know how that go. It's legal in Vegas, too, so we gonna smoke your ass up.
Errol Spence Jr. had taken Bud's bait before their highly anticipated, undisputed welterweight championship bout in Las Vegas. All this fishy fun will have to end someday. But would it be so bad if it didn't?
I'm the biggest. He ain't catching me with no damn fishing pole. I'm flipping his whole boat. I'm sinking him. He better come with a submarine, the USR, China, everything. Cause like I said, man, I'm the biggest shark. I'm Moby Dick. I'm the king. Ain't nobody stop me. It's draft season, man down. Make sure y'all tune in. Y'all gonna see another great show and another performance.
If you asked your average Joe who is the greatest boxer of all time, you'll get the same answer that you would from a president.
Only a few athletes are ever known as the greatest in their sport or in their time. But when you say the greatest of all time is in the room, everyone knows who you mean. It's quite a claim to make. But as Muhammad Ali once said, it's not bragging if you can back it up.
Muhammad Ali. They called him the Louisville Lip, then the People's Champ. But Ali is most commonly referred to as the greatest, because that's what people think he is.
I give you one more chance. Who's the greatest? You are. All right.
Except, what if I were to tell you you're wrong? Because, well, you are. Let's start with why everyone thinks he's the greatest of all time, because that answer is simple. He told you he is, repeatedly. The first trick was to set up a two-part scenario for everyone to follow, in which if one is true, then the other must also be true. But for Ali, it was, if I do what I say I'm going to do, then I am the greatest. Simple. For example, before he fought George Foreman in Zaire, Ali made one of his most memorable speeches and set up this two-part situation.
I'm too fast, I'm too skillful. The little kid was in the Olympics when I was fighting people like Sonny Liston, when I was fighting Joe Frazier. He was in the Job Corps. The man don't know nothing, and I'm gonna show everybody out there watching this show and the whole world, and the world will bow and admit that I am the greatest of all times when you see what I do to George Foreman. I'm just getting hot thinking about it.
If I beat the unbeatable George Foreman, then you all must admit that I am the greatest. Easy. Well, Ali went into the fight, and he didn't just beat the unbeatable George Foreman, Ali knocked him out. So for everyone watching at home, he did what he said he was going to do. Therefore, he was the greatest of all time. Ali used this technique a lot, for 20 years, and it worked. But it only worked because he kept winning, because he was incredible. When he beat Sonny Liston for the heavyweight world title, he revolutionized heavyweight boxing. The game had to change because of him.
My ability, my physique, my dancing, my footwork, my pretty white shoes, my shuffle, just everything. Muhammad Ali, magic. When the bell rang, ding, it's on, I'm boxing.
He was younger, he was bigger, he was faster, and he had more stamina. Everyone thought Liston's size and power made him the next big thing. But Ali whooped him because Ali was great. And if you don't think Ali is great, you're out of your mind. Just look at his accomplishments. Olympic gold medalist when he was 18, heavyweight world champion when he was just 22. He was the first 3-time heavyweight world champion, and he was the Ring Fighter of the Year 6 times. Without doubt, Ali is one of the greatest of all time. But is he the greatest? No, he's not. Before we start, let's just confine this to the heavyweights. Otherwise, people like Sugar Ray Robinson and Henry Armstrong come into the conversation. And some of the smaller all-timers have accomplishments that easily eclipse those of any heavyweight. And we're not talking about out-of-the-ring humanitarian accomplishments or even worldwide recognition as an athlete. He wipes the floor with everyone ever in those regards. We're just talking about boxing. So, with those out of the way, you have to compare Ali's accomplishments to a heavyweight like Rocky Marciano, because Rocky never lost a fight. Marciano crushed all comers and retired undefeated. On that metric, Marciano is greater because Ali lost 5 times and got lucky on more than a few decisions. Just ask Ken Norton. When Marciano won, you knew who won because his opponent couldn't walk. Even heavyweight legend Joe Louis thought Marciano could beat Ali, who was then Cassius Clay, and with good reason.
How do you think Marciano would stack up against Clay?
Well, I would have to pick Marciano because I think Clay don't punch hard enough to keep Marciano off him. So I would say within 6-7 rounds, I think Marciano would knock him out.
Not only was Marciano tough, he also retired with the greatest knockout ratio in boxing history, which is pretty great too, but Marciano's reign wasn't very long, just a touch under 4 years, with 6 defenses. This is a good time to go back to Joe Louis, because Louis reigned as the world heavyweight champion from 1937 until 1949. That's 11 years, 8 months, and 8 days to be precise. And he won 27 world title fights in that time. Ali's longest lineal reign, if you're generous and say he's still the champion even when he was stripped of the title and didn't box for 3 years, was a touch over 7 years. Even if you combine his reigns, Ali was only champion for 8 years, 6 months, and 9 days, with 22 title wins. If you're looking at combined reigns, Vladimir Klitschko is the greatest. The big Ukrainian ruled the roost twice, for a combined reign of 12 years exactly, with 25 title wins.
Please excuse me, maybe sound a little arrogant, but for example, parallel, Mount Everest, the tallest mount, the highest mount in the world. It's there. Has been there for a long time, it's gonna be there for a long time.
For the title reign supremacy, both Louis and Klitschko are greater than Ali, and by quite considerable margins. Ali did have more reigns, but the fact is, he's not even the greatest at that. Evander Holyfield came up from cruiserweight to heavyweight and won a piece of the world title a record 4 times, and he came up just short going for a 5th. If you look at any one of these metrics, Ali is not the greatest of all time. He's just not. But if you combine them, if you average them out across the metrics, Muhammad Ali was absolutely astounding. Marciano, Klitschko, Holyfield, for everything they did, they simply can't hold a candle to the people's champ. But was he the greatest? Nope. Joe Louis was the champion for longer. Joe Louis never lost a championship fight during his reign. Joe Louis won more championship fights and Joe Louis knocked more guys out. Sorry, Ali, but Joe Louis is the greatest.
I'm the one that the promoter wants. I'm the one that can talk, write the poems, predict the rounds. I'm beautiful. They're ugly. They're slow. They can't talk. I'm the one. See, I don't need a title. I don't think having a trophy, having a gold medal, or say I'm the champion, that's kid stuff now. I'm above that. Muhammad Ali is bigger than the world title.
Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.